I'm kind of losing it now. We're definitely doing less talk, more sauce now.
Hi everybody, I'm Jupiter, and welcome to Hot Ones. This is the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Today we have John Zahorian in the building. John is best known for his hiking. He's hiked 15,000 miles up and around and across the United States. He set the unsupported speed record on the Colorado Trail, averaging nearly 50 miles a day, every day for the duration. He makes very beautiful and artful hiking films about his journeys and others, and he is also the co-owner of Palante Packs. Thank you, John, so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me in my house.
How are you with spicy food?
I'm okay. You know, this is my favorite thing to put on all my food.
So as we go along, the wings are going to get progressively hotter as we go, and we are starting with Sriracha and ending with Mad Dog 357.
This actually feels kind of hot already. Sriracha is no joke.
You've done a lot of cycling, and I think that's something that most people aren't really aware of. I'd like to hear, how much cycling have you done in miles? Where have you gone? And also, how has that affected your backpacking and your thru hiking?
Yeah, I biked about 13,000 miles or so, just around the US and a little bit in Mexico. And it was just kind of everything. Like when I decided to move to Seattle, there was no question that I would just move there by bike. And it was just my mode of transportation, whether on a bike tour or just around town, doing bike messenger stuff in Seattle also, and riding my bike to the start of the PCT.
When you moved to Seattle, where were you living previously?
In Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah. So it was super hot there, and Glacier National Park seemed like the place to be.
And you moved all your things via bicycle?
Yeah, I had 2 small panniers on the front.
And that was everything?
Yeah. And I was commuting with people, and like I got into Seattle right at rush hour, and there was people commuting who had more stuff than I did. I told them I just rode there from Ohio, and I was moving there, and they're like, it's pretty cool.
When you were living in Seattle and then you rode to the Pacific Crest Trail in 2012, you rode all the way down the coast. How did all this cycling, 13,000 miles, affect your backpacking? You know, most people when they start off a thru hike, they don't have that type of experience.
No, it was perfect because I didn't know the right way to backpack. Like people talked about dry camping and wet camping, and I didn't have any idea of what that was because I just rode until it was dark and then I slept, and that's very much how thru hiking is. So
yeah,
it was a perfect primer in my experience with bike touring.
And with cycling, were you also into this more minimalist style of...
Yeah, minimalism inspired the traveling.
Very cool. Yeah, I just think the cycling is it's something that not a lot of people know about you, especially just how much you actually did. 13,000 miles, that's certainly nothing to scoff at.
Second wing?
Second wing.
Second nugget. These are veggie nuggets, just so you know. Sriracha is nothing to laugh at. This seems easier.
Really? Interesting.
I don't know. I've had some experiences with sriracha. Because with ramen, I just put it on like pasta sauce. So it's pretty intense.
So in 2012, after all your cycle touring, or bicycle touring, you started the Pacific Crest Trail. And since then, you've hiked 15,000 miles, or many different trails, including the Triple Crown, including the Great Divide Trail, and most recently, the Pacific Northwest Trail. So I'm wondering, after all these years, 2012 to 2019, what is it about backpacking? Why do you keep coming out here?
It's just what I do at this point. There's something about being far out there and just these beautiful places, and it simplifies everything. There can be all kinds of things that are really stressful, and then enough time spent away from that and away from everything, you can re-examine your life and re-evaluate your priorities.
I think I kind of treat it the same way. You know, every time I go out, I'm taking notes on how I want to change myself or improve myself for the future.
I feel like I'm getting sweaty already.
Yeah, after just 2.
I think so. Is that where you like put the sound effect? Like,
yeah, they're color graded you red.
Yeah. Here's my favorite one. I might put a little more on.
Ooh.
I like to live dangerously. I just love this hot sauce.
I feel like you should add a little bit more to mine too. Though. I can't be seen in this.
That's true.
So in cycling, backpacking, and at home, I feel like it's pretty safe to say you take a very minimalist approach to just about everything in your life. What is it about minimalism that you find so much value in, or where did this whole minimalism stuff begin?
It's hard to say where it began. It began probably a little bit with Fight Club, as lame as that is.
Oh, the movie.
The movie. Yeah.
I was imagining you and your buddies out there.
No, I didn't actually have a Fight Club. But my English teacher, junior year of high school, everything would always come back to Fight Club somehow, and I had never seen it, and then I finally did, and then a lot of the nihilism and anti-materialism philosophies kind of felt true to me.
So nowadays, and I guess even in college, and what was it that kind of had you sticking with it? And
at a certain point, like, I used to read a lot about it, and same with backpacking. You read a lot about gear and all that when you're first starting off, and it's this mysterious world, and then at a certain point you just kind of internalize it all and you don't really have to think about it anymore. And so I'm kind of at that point with both of them where I don't really think too critically about every ounce that's in my pack anymore, because I understand what I need and just bring what's needed. And same thing with minimalism. I don't really have to actively seek it out as much, just as a natural feeling.
All right,
next swing.
Next
nug. These are getting hotter.
So this is actually one that I really wanted to try myself, the Ghost Pepper and Blueberry by Bravado Spice Cup.
So is it lame if I drink water? Well, will you think less of me?
You don't have to be here, John.
Yeah.
So about 3 years ago, you and heartthrob and famous John Meertrail thru hiker started the company Palante Packs. Is there anything you can tell us about the future of the company, things you're working on, or directions you would like to take it?
What am I allowed to say? It's just more of the same in a way. Just trying to expand the product line for everyone.
Expanding the product line? I mean,
why not?
More of the same would be more backpacks.
Yeah.
So expanding the product line would not really be much more of the same.
Would be more backpacks.
Oh, more backpacks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, whatever else. We're basically whatever we think we want for a trip that we can't get, we'll make it, and then over time that might become the product. So that's how the company started. Basically, we both did these FKT style hikes, just constant motion, not wanting to stop, and we created the perfect pack for that. So, and it's continuing with that, with just whatever interests us, whether it's Andrew's pursuits with skiing and running, or me just doing more hiking, I guess. Just whatever we think would be beneficial to our experiences, we make it, and then we make it for other people. It's good enough. Yeah.
So is there anything you guys have made lately that you think is really fun, or something that might see more light of day?
Yeah. We're coming out with a lighter weight V2, which is smaller and new materials.
A lighter weight V2, so something to maybe suit the super ultralight hiker, or
Yeah, bring it back to the core.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and just like little updates to things, and just refining is a really exciting part of the process.
So this is the most cryptic. I think we can all assume that.
It's true.
Some interesting stuff is coming.
We have multiple new products that we're excited to launch in the near future.
Yes, many great business opportunities coming to our company. Yes, expanding the product line.
Now, recently you kind of mentioned, more or less a mission statement for the company. What is it you guys are focusing on? What is it you're trying to more or less cater to?
In a way, it's the pursuit of hiking as a sport, I think, is something that we come back to, and just because we both had so much value from really challenging ourselves in the outdoors, and to make gear that caters to people really pushing themselves in whichever way, whether it's creating a new route or seeing how many miles they can do in a day, or just see how far back into the backcountry they can get. All those things are important to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want gear that will reflect that as well. And
Yeah.
I guess this is basically our halfway mark, number 5, eh? That last one was actually pretty spicy, the blueberry.
I'm aware, yeah.
Yeah?
That's
Are you
not
starting
too
to
bad,
feel
though.
it?
That's not too bad. I think you're a little conservative in how much there is. We could probably dab these a little bit.
Do you want to?
But also,
You
you,
wanna-
always get cocky right around this point. I've seen the show. I know what's happening. More sauce?
More sauce talk.
The peanut gallery wants more sauce.
More sauce? Okay. We can go for a dab here.
Just gonna dab them all?
Are we gonna dab them all? Well,
I never dab them all.
let's just see how you handle this one, John, and then we can go from
I'm
there.
becoming increasingly uncomfortable with this one. Oh, that was a little extreme. Okay. I regret this decision.
So recently you've been seen hiking with, living with, road tripping with your girlfriend Alex, and congratulations to both of you on a completed Pacific Northwest Trail through hike. I'm wondering, what are the future plans for you guys? Are there any future adventures you're looking at together?
Okay, I put way too much on that one.
Yeah, should I be scared here?
Maybe. I really screwed myself with that one. We're thinking about doing the Mississippi River, but maybe another year.
Oh, paddling the Mississippi?
Yeah.
Would that be like your first paddling trip? I guess you've done some pack rafting.
Yeah, that'd be my first long paddle. Oh.
And that one really hit you hard.
Uncomfortable. Yes. Yeah, Andrew and I paddled a little bit on the Colorado River last year, and that was awesome. So I'm having a hard time focusing now.
Give the boys some ice cream. It's ice cream time. It's getting dangerous.
I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to elaborate anymore. I just feel like I can't concentrate on what I'm saying. Oh.
Yeah, that one's pretty hot.
I dumped it on too. That was so dumb. See, that's what happens. You get cocky. Oh my god.
Sweet relief.
That's really. I think we should still dab all of them though.
Oh god.
Let's talk.
More sauce.
Sauce. Let's talk.
Can't get the sauce. Are we gonna get lost in the sauce here now?
We're already lost in the sauce, John. This is unprecedented. Never on Hot Ones before have we had a guest choose to dab every single win.
Well, they want it. You gotta give the people what they want.
More sauce.
Gotta give the people what they want, he says. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to enjoy this one as much as I wanted to.
I think we just went a little bit too heavy-handed with that payment, that 100.
100%.
Yeah, tell us the names of all the hot sauce.
Well, we're having the karma sauce now.
The
Well, this
karma-
is lovely.
Yeah.
Is it
It
really?
is something I would eat.
Good. You can
Yeah.
have it after this.
Awesome.
So this morning my mom called me at 6 a.m. Probably because she forgot the time difference, and for her it's like 9 or 10 or something. And I've actually, at this point, she watches all of your videos and follows you on all these different platforms and stuff. And it kind of reminds me, what does your family think of all these trips and all these adventures and leaving your job in 2012? Is that when you originally quit?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
So this certainly isn't a typical life. How has your immediate and extended family kind of thought about this?
I think that my sister fulfills any of their career from a child desire since she works for Google. So, and also they're proud of me for starting my own business, and they're like they definitely are not the types to do that or to go outside at all. They've never really slipped outside before. So it's just something that they don't really know much about. But over the years, they were comfortable with me doing it. But I don't think they ever imagined it would become my life in the way that it has.
I know they were there for you at the end of the Appalachian Trail,
Mm-hmm.
and coming down all the way from Ohio to
Mm-hmm.
do that, that's very nice of them.
Yeah,
You know,
super supportive.
very supportive.
They hiked the last mile of the AT. They were shocked about how hard it was.
So they only got the vertical going all the way up Springer Mountain.
Yeah, and they came back down the same way.
That's a mile, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it felt like I think I ran it.
I didn't, because they were with me. It was very slow, and it was like, okay, I'm kind of ready to finish my Triple Crown.
I think I basically ran from Neil Gap all the way to the end.
Wow.
I was like, I'm here.
Well,
So have you gone hiking and camping or any of that stuff with your family since? Other than your sister, obviously.
yeah, she's hiked 2 500-mile sections of the PCT now, and I've tried to convince my parents, and they don't want to.
Yeah.
You know.
Ooh man, 4 to go. So Rogue, does this? Oh, you are still on that dabbing thing.
Yeah.
More sauce, yeah.
More sauce. More sauce. More sauce.
Oh, that's a squirrely little boy.
Fearless.
It comes out quick.
All right, John. So on this show, we have a segment called "Explain That Gram," where we do a deep dive into your Instagram and we show you a picture that maybe needs a little bit more context. All of today, I've been looking through your Instagram and trying to find some pictures that I felt, could use some more context. And
I noticed you liking some weird stuff.
I gotta know about this high point, high planking stuff. Do you still do this at every high point?
Well, it's going limp. No, it was just all the ones that I saw. It just looked like you have to get a limp on them. So that's what I did. I don't know. I don't do that anymore. The other one was the scariest one because it was up on this like lookout tower and there was just a rail and I just like went all over it. But I don't do that anymore.
How many high points are you at this point?
I'm right around 30.
Right around 30?
31. I'm not sure. Pretty casual at this point. So.
Even though you're over 30?
Mm-hmm.
Very casual.
Yeah.
Very
I'm not
casual
going
high
up
point.
Denali like this year.
Okay, maybe next year. So 3 more.
Let's talk more sauce. Let's go ahead and prepare yours.
Okay, thank you. That seems like a little
That
bit.
was a little more. Okay, this one may actually hurt.
Over the years, you've certainly inspired me a lot. In hiking, in life, in philosophy, in a lot of ways. I'm wondering, who inspires you? From climbers to other hikers in the community. Different trips that people take.
Honestly, everyone on that couch inspires me.
So Andrew Bentz, Tori, and Pepperflake.
Yeah.
Tori Duncan, Pepperflake Gamer.
Because Alex does like the coolest routes.
Yeah, he does.
Can you name some stuff Alex done that you think is interesting?
From Mexico to Canada.
In what way?
Just
on the
like, well,
on the PCT.
yeah, I went on the Hayduke. Well, he started on the Arizona Trail and the Hayduke, and then went through the Uintas when it was still all snow, and then Wasatch, and then just following all these ridges up through Montana and Idaho. Like the Glacier High Route and stuff. Like, so many parts look so cool. And then the loop around the greater Yellowstone area, about 1,000 miles. Once again, just like getting up on ridgelines and just so gnarly. But then you talk to him and it's like, you expect like some amazing stories from it. He's like, no, it was chill. So like, I can't get anything from him.
Yeah, I'm always like, so where did you come in through this part? And he kind of tells me, but I don't know, it's like very It's like, yeah, so then I just went through the Uintas, and you're like, what do you mean you just went through the Uintas?
Did you actually
And then I just walked up from the Wasatch, and you're like,
He just kind of floats through these trails.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then Tori, she just has like this amazing energy to her. And like whenever I'm around her, I want to be a more positive person. And
good
like,
vibes.
yeah, bring that like positivity to everyone else around me. And she's like bikes the coast now too, and he's like just skiing and he gets it. and Andrew, like, before I met him, like, I actually knew who he was when I first met him.
What'd you
I was,
know
like,
him
his
for?
fan from the John Muir Trail Unsupported FKT. And he's
King of the JMT.
He's the king of the JMT, the granddad.
Other John Muir himself.
Yeah. And now he's like skis a high route and has all kinds of other exciting, ideas for things he'd like to do. So. Well, how about we do a little less talk, more sauce?
A little less talk, more sauce. All right. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. To bomb.
This one's supposed to be bad, right? Oh.
So can I just ask you, do you have a favorite animal?
Do I have a favorite animal?
Uh-huh.
I like dogs. Yeah, dogs are man's best friend. We bred them to be our friends and to love us. And it's so nice that they do that. Oh, it's getting worse.
Oh my god.
I'm going to get more water.
That one is horrible. Oh, that is f***ing horrible.
It's actually getting worse now. Okay, ice cream cone. I feel like Pepper Flake needs to join in on this one.
I do love some spicy food.
I'm kind of losing it now. We shouldn't have put more of it on there. That was a terrible idea. We're definitely doing less talk, more sauce now. Pepper Flakes. You need to join on this one.
Yeah,
Roll up the chip.
Oh, wait, okay, I already tried the other one.
Which one?
I tried the 357.
just cake it up, dude. Like icing.
What did you
straight
guys
up.
put on there? Like that?
A little bit more. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god.
It doesn't start off that bad. It's definitely ice cream time. I feel like they're just gonna cakewalk it.
So Pepper Flake, thanks for joining us on the show
Yeah.
Hot Ones with hot questions and even hotter wings.
I came over as soon as I heard what was going on.
Yeah, so how are you with spicy foods?
I love spicy food.
You
so
love
much.
spicy foods. That's good. Is this not spicy yet for you?
It's pretty spicy.
So currently you're living in Salt Lake City and working for Palante Packs.
Yeah.
Where were you before this? What were you up to?
Oh my god. Just kind of floating around.
Floating around.
Yeah. We'll stay in a place for like 2 months maybe. Like on the farm or at my sister's place building a deck. Just where I can get a job. Mostly on the trail probably.
I am just astounded that that sauce is not like hitting you as hard as us.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
What is wrong with you?
I ate a lot of spicy food.
It's like him on trail. He'll go get on some like gnarly 5th class ridge line and just be like, yeah, that's fine. It's like, yeah, this kind of this
I don't know,
stuff
it's
is
pretty good. Do you want to join us for the last one too?
Yes, please. There's no more nuggets though.
Oh, there aren't?
Yeah, no. But I already tried the last one earlier.
You're gonna need it right after that, dude.
You're gonna need
You have to put more on this one too.
Yeah, that's true. I have to do 308.
So, John, for our last wing, it is very customary on this show to give it a little extra dab.
So do we need to put more of an extra dab than we have already? I feel like you put a lot on already.
I think that's up to you, you know?
That's true.
You don't have to be a hero here.
You should lead it off. I want to see what you do. Oh my.
Woo!
Oh,
Oh, that's...
There's a lot.
too much.
That was a healthy dab. Alright.
Alright.
Alex said this one was fine.
John, you have a podcast called The Routes Podcast, and I think one thing that characterizes it well is how you always have this outro where you just kind of ramble on a little bit at the end. And I was wondering if you could give us in this small little show one of your famous outros.
Oh, I don't know if I can at this point. I mean, it's been wonderful having you in Utah and on the Pacific Northwest. It's crazy that you've been around since the Pacific Northwest Trail. That seems like so long ago. And it's been great. And I love how you're really going after videos these days. I'm putting so much creativity and heart into it. And
Pepper makes it sound like he's choking up.
I know, because I'm getting like teary. Oh no, it's getting worse too. I don't know if I can continue on this rant. I'm happy to have a home again. Oh no, I'm not crying.
It is a very emotional time.
They wanted less talking, more sauce. I just wanted to give them what they wanted.
Okay, John, you made it. You made it through all 10 wings of death. You've made it through the show Hot Ones. You even started dabbing, I guess all the way through number 5 and onwards. Now, as is customary, you've earned it. Tell the people where they can find you. Your Instagram, your website, your company. To this camera, to this camera, to this camera, or to this camera. Where can the people find you?
On Instagram and YouTube. Hopefully I'll show up in the recommended for this video. You can find me through that. Oh no. I can't talk anymore. It's in my throat. Oh no. Pepperflake, how do you do this? Training? That's it for me.
John Z on Instagram, John Zahorian on YouTube, palentepax.com, or The Routes Podcast. Thank you, John, for joining us on the Hot Ones today. Oh my God.
No, that's
You did it. You did it.
Oh, I'm in so much pain.
Oh, no. You really held it together toward the end. It was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've just been
You
keeping it together.
closed
What do I do?
it's the throat.
How do I stop this?
There's some milk there. I don't know if the milk will
Don't show
help.
them your weakness.
There's dish soap.
If you look at the whole time. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. The strength of your face this whole time.